Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Keith, and you're watching Barber's Auto Help. Thank you so much for watching. Today, I've got my '04 Ford Ranger with a 3.0 in it, and I'm going to be showing you how to replace the Serpentine belt. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, first thing you want to do is disconnect your negative battery clamp from your battery. Now, next thing I want to do is bring your attention to this diagram you have right here. You can see you have 3 different belt routings for 3 different size engines. We've got the 3.0, which we're going to be using this diagram right here, but you'll notice something. You got this dotted line going through this area right here. Well, that routing is for a 3.0 that is not equipped with an AC compressor. I have an AC compressor on mine, so we're going to be using the diagram that is solid right there. We're not going to be using that dotted line right there. So if you forget how your belt is routed, just look at your diagram right there. If you don't have a diagram, draw a picture of the way that the belt is routed before you take the belt off, or refer to this video here. Alright, we got 2 hose clamps that hold the air duct on. We'll need to remove it. This is one hose clamp here, and the other one is right there. We're going to go ahead and loosen these up. And that's an 8mm head on that. Loosen this one up too. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this end off the throttle body there. Pull this end off of the air filter housing here. Down here, this wire harness should be electrical taped to this little Christmas tree rivet here, and that was previously taken off on my vehicle, but yours should be electrical taped. You can take a pair of dikes and get up underneath this little rivet here and just pop this out of this hole right here in the actually, I can do it for you right here. Just pop that out like that, and that should be electrical tape to your harness. So just set that off to the side. That way you don't pull in this harness here while you're trying to get this air intake duct out of the way here. Now, once this is loose, we then want to take this breather hose off right here, and you got this green locking mechanism. It's right down there, and it's kind of hard to show you, and I can show you better once I get it off. I'm going to hold this in place, unlock it, and pull the pipe away from it. So I got the pipe taken loose from the breather tube here, and this is how that little locking tang works. Press it down like that, and that will release that locking tang so that you can slide this nipple off of the hose there, or the pipe. So just set that like that, and now you can see our Serpentine belt is wide open. So now what we got to do is we got to take the tension off the belt. Now you see right there, I've got my AC pulley, and then I've got my idler pulley, then my water pump pulley, and then right there, there's my tensioner pulley, and it has a 15mm bolt head on it that we'll need to put a wrench on in order to take the tension off of the belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 15mm wrench, just like the one you see here. I'm going to go ahead and slide it onto that bolt, and then I'm going to show you a trick. Okay, so there's the wrench. It's on that 15mm bolt head there. Here, we're going to take another wrench, and this is a 5/8, and we're just going to couple the 2 wrenches together like this. You see that? I just kind of hooked it into it right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go righty-tighty, and that's going to take the tension off that belt. See how it's springing back when I let off? So you take the tension off the belt, and then I'm going to put my left hand down there up underneath the idler pulley and slide that belt right off. Okay, so I got the belt slid off. Now I'm going to carefully release the tension on that belt, or the tensioner, and get my wrenches out of the way there. Now we got the tension off the belt. The belt is all floppy. We can go ahead and just remove our belt and get it up out of the way. Now at this point, we've got it off of all of the pulleys. However, it's still stuck around that water pump pulley. So what we got to do now is we got to feed it around that fan. So I'm gonna push it in to the front of that fan right there, like so. Go ahead and take our belt, just pull it right up out of there like that. Take your new belt, and you got a reverse procedure. You got to feed it around the front of that fan. Just work it in like so. You're gonna loop it around the front of that fan, just like you got the old one out. Like that. Ta-da! Now we got it looped around. Now we're just gonna route our belt back around our pulleys, just like it's shown in that diagram right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop it around the crank pulley, bring it up around the tensioner pulley, then back down around the water pump. And this is your alternator right here coming around there. I'm not going to run it up underneath this tensioner pulley until I'm ready to take the tension off the tensioner. I'm going to do that last. Run it around the AC pulley, run it around the power steering pulley. So we have our belt routed. We've got it in the grooves of all the pulleys like it's supposed to be. And we do have it off of the idler pulley. We're going to put that on last after we take the tension off the tensioner. And we just want to make sure we got our belt routing correct so far. And down there on the crank pulley, we are routed correctly. Okay, we got our 15mm wrench back on our tensioner, and we're going to couple up that wrench just like we did before. And I'm going to take the tension off the belt, or off the tensioner. Then I'm going to take my left hand, put it on that belt right there, and run it up underneath the idler pulley. So we got it routed and on. We're going to remove our wrenches. At this point right here, guys, check your routing again. You see how our belt is right in between the channel of the pulleys there? Same thing on the power steering pulley there. Alternator, we're good. Water pump, right in line there. It's on the tensioner, good. And we're in the grooves on the crank pulley. Now, only thing we got to do is put our air duct back on, reconnect our breather tube, reinsert our harness to the air inlet tube that goes to our mass airflow sensor, and then of course reconnect the battery cable there, and you should be good to go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to comment down below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can and answer your questions the best way I know how. Also, please read the entire description down below this video before you attempt this. There's more very important information down there that you need to know before you attempt this. I may need to clarify some things, and I'll have that down in the description. Now, if you're watching this video on a platform other than youtube.com, the description may not be available to you. So you may have to go to youtube.com/Barber's Auto Help, find this video there, and the description will be beneath that video. All right. Thank you again, guys. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.